touch wood. We'll obviously review the game, and there's probably not too much we could get out of those conditions. It was pretty trying. It was heavy downfall, and you're not getting much out of that rather than minutes. But to get through the game unscathed, touch wood, we'll go forward from there.
For Errol, obviously a bit of the ankle concern, I think it was in that first quarter, easy decision to not risk him for the rest of the match.
Yeah, probably. I think he saw the rain coming, so he just decided to stop. Very precautionary. We know how important he is, and he was probably missed for too many games last year, so as soon as any little niggle, we just said that's enough for you.
What's the actual thinking around what the condition is at this stage for Errol's ankle?
No, not sure. I think it's just a slight little rolled ankle, but nothing in it. I don't think it'll just be see how it recovers, but he'll be fine for next week.
You said you couldn't really take much out of the game in terms of the conditions, but surely really pleased with how your players stood up in fairly brutal conditions out there. Yeah,
I know we're going to probably face those conditions throughout the year, so it was good sort of prep for the year, but not ideally going into round zero on Thursday night. So we'll probably review the first half just because it wasn't as heavy, but it was probably just more about getting minutes into players rather than trying to. The ball movement was out of whack, and it was probably more of a contested game rather than a nice free-flowing game. So we'll look at our contest probably in the review.
One man who stood up very well and seemed to be enjoying himself out there, Brodie Grundy. We saw him charging through the corridor. He's still looking good?
Yeah, he's had a great pre-season, great summer. He's really. I didn't know how hard he ran coming to the club this year, so he's going to be a real asset for us. And obviously Kieran Briggs was out, but Nick Madden and Jake Riccardi are still good ruckmen to go against. So I thought he stood up in that form.
The forward line mix up for you guys. Obviously, it's not a day for tall forwards at all. Charlie was able to get a couple. Joel and Logan both kind of had their moments. Do you see all three of them kind of being able to play in the same team there? And obviously Hayden McLean down the sidelines as well trying to push his case.
Yeah, I think we'll have three in the team definitely. I think it was great that today they all kicked a couple of goals. Obviously it was trying conditions for big men, but I was just wrapped with how they competed and brought the ball to ground. And I suppose the small guys like Malcolm Roses and Tom Papley out there today, I think they really flourished from the big guys just competing.
Braden Campbell was in the team that didn't play. Any issues with him?
Yeah, so he just woke up with a sore shin, so we'll assess that over the next couple of days, but we're still not sure. We'll get a few scans and see how that pans out.
I know Jake Lloyd that he played last week, but was that...
that's just old legs, just resting him for opening round, so he'll be fine.
One other player that seemed to relish the conditions was Angus Sheldrick. You sort of see his role in the midfield, joining the other, I guess, the star names that are already in there and adding a different element to that.
Yeah, I think the real contested beast stood up today, and Sheldrick and Rowbottom really, that's their primetime game. So I think same with Grundy. They've had great summers, and they'll take that into opening round next week.
Jai Sarong as a winger, we're used to seeing him as a defender, but he's pushed further up the ground. What did you like about seeing him in that role? You seem to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I don't mind the taller winger. It sort of throws a different element there. Sort of got smaller wingers that he come up against, so you can sort of take that into your game plan. You might change a few things up and try and isolate it a bit more. So it just adds another string to his bow, and we'll see how that looks going forward.
And just as forwards coach, you're probably working a lot with Malcolm Roses. Obviously, he was really strong last week. Didn't maybe get the reward today, but what have you liked about particularly his defensive efforts and work rate?
Yeah, I think he's going to be one that might not always show up on the scoreboard, but his pressure acts are through the roof, and I suppose other people get energy from what he delivers with his pressure. So he's had a great summer, and I think it was a great asset that the club got. So he'll definitely play next week, and exciting to watch.